You have Professor Omar Farouk. I worked with him for a long time. He's one of the best minds in the country. And I think Al-Bukhari is set and geared to prosper and progress very well in the industry. Thank you again for inviting ACAP, for inviting me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Datuk Professor Dr. Rozia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Surin Pitsuwan, Secretary General of ASEAN, to deliver his inaugural address and subsequently to formally open the conference.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Now I am Abdul Halim. Tan Sri Zulkifli Abdul Razak, Vice Chancellor of Al-Bukhari Human University, Yang Berbahagia SM Idris. Are you Chancellor or Vice Chancellor? Of Multiversity, Professor Dato' Rozia Omar, Director of ACAP. She not only trains leadership at higher level of education, she also learns to abduct me from my flight from Jakarta to Alosta. Little that I know that the two conferences last night, Arab Malaysian Global Higher Education Summit 2012 in Kuala Lumpur, was also organized by Datuk Rozia Omar. If she could be in two cities in 2 days, she also wants me to be in two cities in 2 days. Vice Chancellors from many universities from around the world, Mr. Daryl Macer from UNESCO Bangkok, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to recognize the General Consul of the Kingdom of Thailand here in Penang. Can you stand up, sir? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. I have heard of your Human University for a long time now, from none other than Tan Sri Mukhtar Bukhari himself. But listening to him, I thought it was a small, little group of huts, like Pondoks and Pesantrians in southern Thailand and in Indonesia. Arriving this afternoon at your beautiful campus, I now realize that a great man can really inspire a great institution. And you all must count yourself lucky, blessed. Because the mission of this university, from what I heard, is to share opportunities with those who would not have had this kind of opportunity. I identified with that mission very, very much because I myself am from a marginalized community in southern Thailand too. I was born in a madrasa, in a kampong, in a village, in southern Thailand. I did not have my first pair of shoes until I was 11. I went to a Buddhist temple school because there was no other schools around. Can you imagine leaving the compound of a madrasa in the morning, going into a Buddhist temple, having to learn and recite all the Buddhist mantras because I would be tested on those memorization of those mantras. And then I have to come back to school, to Pondok in the evening, and I have to change into a Malay dress, sarung, and apa ni? Baju Melayu, and a kepiah. And in the morning, I would have to get up at about 5:30 to call the students of my grandfather to come to prayer. Oftentimes, after calling azan, I would go back to bed. I would wake up again to go to school. I missed the prayer because it was too early. And then I had to bike to school, bicycle, 10 kilometers down to a high school, 10 kilometers uphill back home. If it were the summer, I would have been covered with dust. In the rainy season, I would have been soaked in and out of the village. So I identified very, very much with the philosophy of sharing the opportunities with those who deserve better treatment from the society, from the world. I don't want to exaggerate to you that I bike myself to Harvard University. Excuse me, Brother Idris. I went to Harvard University. They have something good there. And of all the scholarships and fellowships that they gave me that I have won, just like you have, I have learned something. Those universities, those awqaf, quote in quote, those foundations, those muassasa, those individuals expect nothing back from me because they are far better off than I am. The only thing they expect from me is to turn around and create and share opportunities with those who are less fortunate than I am. And such has been my philosophy back at the university in Bangkok, as foreign minister, as Budok Ponok, as scholar, and as Secretary General of ASEAN. My commitment is to create and to share what I have what I have seen, what I have experienced with those who deserve the same but couldn't do it themselves. So, this is my office. Every day I would get appeals from students in Thailand. I'm just finishing up my degree in Hat Yai, in Chiang Mai, in Bangkok. Can you help me find scholarships to go to higher degrees abroad? Because that is how life should be lived. Because if we live for ourselves, every species, every animal can fend for themselves. But as a member of the Homo sapiens, of human species, we must seek to live for others. And that's what I have been doing. And in this position, we are now engaged in what we call a community building effort. 10 countries in this small corner of the earth, only 4% of the surface of the earth, but 600 million people. 10 diverse governments, 10 diverse civilizations and religions and language and historical background and norms and values. But we strive to create a community together here in this region called the ASEAN Community, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. One of the founding fathers of this organization was none other than Tun Razak, the father of the current Prime Minister of Malaysia. Tun Razak, along with the other 4 foreign ministers in the region, from Singapore, from Indonesia, from the Philippines, and from Thailand, got together 45 years ago and decided on a very, very humble grouping for themselves. And they call themselves the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, A-S-E-A-N. But you here, 50 countries, 80% of the student body, I am told, are foreigners. Here in the heart of ASEAN. I would think your presence here certainly enriches the region. And I have to thank the university. I have to thank Tansi Bukhari for this marvelous idea. I thought ASEAN was diverse enough. 10 governments, 10 people, different ethnic groups, different religions, different languages, different historical backgrounds, different forms of government. I thought we were diverse enough. But being here, 50 countries, different sizes, different languages, different shades, different background. The only thing you have in common, and that commonality is also mine, is that we are all poor. But we have this opportunity. And that is what the wisdom of the Quran has to say